Hello, bonjour Alberta. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Français in Alberta? And those numbers just keep on growing? Oui, oui, c'est vrai, it's true. And thanks to Shaw TV Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about special people, places, events, and activities happening right here in this great province, in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English, and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. Restez à l'écoute.
Welcome everyone once again to Hello Bonjour Alberta, Season 11. This year we are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the twinning of Quebec City and Calgary. And we are chatting tonight with Sylvie Roth, the administrator of Les Petites Abeilles preschool, and also with Brigitte Lafare, one of its teachers. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we start talking about what you do, we'd like to know where you come from, and if it's not from the region, what brought you to the region? So would you like to start?
Sure.
Go ahead, Sylvie.
I'm from a little town called Bonnyville, Alberta. It's in the northeast corner of Alberta, and I was raised by my mom and dad, who both speak French, and at that time it was a dairy farm, and they had 4 kids, which were very, very close. And now our crew is up to 20. So when we get together, we take a lot of space. And slowly but surely, I made my way down south. So I went to Edmonton. And I went to University of Alberta at the Faculté Saint-Jean, and I got my education degree to work in Edmonton for a bit, and then I met my husband there, and we got transferred to Calgary, which we chose to live in Cochrane. And we have 3 beautiful kids. My son, Dustin, is 19, my daughter is 17, and my other daughter, Anne, is 15.
And you were educated in French in Bonnyville, were
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why you continued your university education in French as well?
Yeah, we learned English at school because at home it was French all the time.
Yes. And Brigitte, are you from the region?
I am actually from Aix-les-Bains, and Aix-les-Bains is in France. It's in between Lyon and Geneva. So my parents, actually my mom and dad, were in the army, and we moved a little bit. We moved from like Alsace, Strasbourg, and finally they bought a house in Aix-les-Bains, where we actually grew up, and that's where we went to school. Aix-les-Bains is a beautiful town with a great lake, and I was living there with my 2 other sisters with 3 girls. Then
what brought you to Canada?
It's a long story, but to keep it short, because I'm from the Alps, when I crossed Canada from Quebec to come to Alberta, when I saw the Rocky Mountain, I decided to stay. That was my final house that I choose for me and my family. So I have a daughter, Brianna, that is actually born in Banff, and she went to school actually in Notre-Dame-des-Vallées in Cochrane, and my common-in-law, or mon conjoint, René Bernier, works here at a school in Calgary, and I started Les Petites Abeilles about 12 years ago, and then I decided to start again and get an education in young children, in early childhood education.
Okay. So Les Petites Abeilles means little bees, and it's a preschool. So tell us a little bit what preschool entails. Is it full-time for the children? What age are they? This sort of thing?
So the preschool is, you offer a different program. Like what we offer mornings or afternoon, 2, 3, or 5 days a week. So the children come in the morning. They can, let's say they want to come Tuesday and Thursday, and they come in the morning from 8:30 to 11:30 and 12:05 to 3:05 in the afternoon.
Okay. And you are non-profit, you were saying.
That's correct.
So you have a board of directors and you fundraise and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. We're lucky enough to do casino. So we do that every 3 to 4 years. And on the side, we fundraise at least 3 times a year, just, the littler fundraisers.
Okay. So. And all the programs are in French, right? This is a French preschool.
Yes, like most of the children that we see when they come to the preschool, when they arrive, they're 3 years old, 3, 4, and 5. So when they arrive, most of them, they don't speak a word of French. And I guess for them, me and the other teachers, talking in French, we look very weird to them. And I remember actually a little girl that was in the program, and she said to a kid beside her, she said, I don't know what that lady is talking about. And the other one said, well, we're going to follow the other one, don't worry.
At that age, they already strategized as to what they were going to do. That's cute.
Yes.
And so how long does it take for, let's say, 3-year-olds to start speaking in French?
Like the program goes from September to June. So when we start in September, when they arrive, a lot of them don't understand a thing, but it's amazing how absorbent they are. And at the end of the month of September, they already understand because we move a lot. 80% of the communication is moving and expression. So I will say the 1st of October, we're rolling.
Wow,
yes.
That's amazing. Eh?
Yeah, children are really amazing that way because like every year it's like magical. It's like they understand. Whoa.
And how many children do you take in at a time?
Most of it, this year we have a lot of children. Like it looks like it is a year when demographically there is a lot of kids this year. So we have a bigger class this year. We had 2 teachers for 14 children.
Okay.
When the other years before we had 2 teachers for 12 children.
Okay. Yeah. And do you accept children from outside of Cochrane, like around West Calgary or something like that, or is it strictly just for Cochrane children?
No, we have a few children that are actually coming from outside of Cochrane, some from Tuscany, some that will come from Cremona and, north of Cremona, and some coming from area like Ghost Lake, and some from Black Creek.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so.
And is there a waiting list for your preschool? Like, do the children register a year or 2 in advance, or?
We still, Cochrane is still pretty small, and this is the first year that I had to tell people that we were full for this year.
Wow.
We had 47 children this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the most children we had.
Wow. And what about the finances of all this, the administration of a preschool? Does it take up a lot of your time? Do you work full time at it?
No, I'm not full time, but there's always something to do, right? Like, I mean, and we deal with child's licensing from Calgary, so we have to deal with them. And then there's all the payroll, all the Revenue Canada stuff, all the, so I mean, I don't do it all. Sometimes I need help from an accountant, but it's a little business, right? And I mean, at first we started, originally we had 6 kids, now we're at 40-some kids. So, you know, it just involves, you know, a lot more organization, and you can't forget anything. But we've been working together for 12 years, so we basically, you know, have it down packed. And we do have a parent council, and then we meet regularly, but the bulk of the work is Brigitte and I, for sure.
Okay. And you said you have another teacher that also helps out.
Yeah, we have we are helped by the Conseil francophone du Sud de l'Alberta, and we have a program which is francisation. It's a help that we get, and it's somebody that will work with me, you know, in for the program to help the children actually learn speaking in French. One, you know, if I spend 3 hours in the morning and there is 12 children, there is a lot of their chance. If there is 2 teachers, there is more chance for them to hear some French.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what kind of things do children learn in a preschool at that age? What can a mom expect from a preschool?
Well, they basically learn everything they will learn in like in a regular preschool. And what makes us unique is the French. So that's the difference between a regular preschool where you have, you know, you introduce children to writing, to art, to socializing, to writing, reading, letters, you know, and all that we do it through play, because children, that's the way, at that age, that's the way they will learn things. We do, at the Petites Abeilles, we do a lot of things through singing. Like I sing a lot, and I love singing, and the children, they really like it too, you know, and we use like songs that they will know in English, and we make them in French.
Oh, okay. So they already know the music. They just
the music and sometimes the words.
The words.
But
yes.
they are not in English anymore. They're in French.
They're in French. Oh, that's a good way. That's a good way. And so the 5-year-olds, for example, they would go for a longer period of time, and the 3-year-olds would go maybe a couple of mornings a week, that type of thing, eh?
Yeah, usually the 3-year-olds, they come 2 morning. They start like this, you know, and after, it's interesting to see that after the Christmas holidays, like flowers, whoops, they grow. And when they come back, you know, they're ready to come maybe 3 days a week.
Ah, yes, they've made friends and they like it, eh?
Yes, and the 4-year-old, they will start with maybe 3 days, and after, you know, after Christmas, and when parents, they see that they're comfortable with the program, they will put them longer, you know, like 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay. And do you provide snacks or breakfast or something like that, or do the parents bring in the food, or how does that work?
The parents, they provide the snacks. Okay. For the children, yeah, we found that it was easier for allergy and then, you know, things like this. Yeah.
Lots of things to think about, eh? Allergies and what about medication? If the parents say, you know, my child needs to take a certain medication, can you administer medication?
We actually have an administered medication. We have, like, for children that will have allergy, we have the EpiPen, and on the board with a picture of the child. But and for children that have asthma, same thing, you know, they have...
You're covered. That's good. Well, ladies, that was very interesting. Thank you very much. And for all of you out there, please stay with us. We continue en français.